We have Johnny Munoz Jr. versus I feel like I'm gonna butcher this, but Aoriqileng. Is that how you say it? Aoriqileng?
Yeah, I don't
I
know. Yeah,
never know how to say these guys' names. These Mongolian guys. I mean, is it like the one name or is it two separate names? Like I feel like they combined it. Oh yeah, Aoriqileng. So Johnny Munoz Jr. He's God, I think I remember this guy. He's the butt scooter who butt scooted his way to an L. His last loss, 12-3, uh, 2-3 in his last five. 30 years old. He's facing the Mongolian murderer. I like that name a little better. 24-11, so last a wealth of experience in MMA. Uh, 2-3 in his last five, and once again he's from China and fighting out of Mongolia out there. So both of them are also 30 years old. Johnny Munoz Jr. is going to be the slightly bigger fighter here. He has a 2-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach advantage there. Um, this fight is, I think, it's going to be a hilarious fight. I mean, it's a pick 'em for a reason here. I think that the bookmakers and bettors. I think I don't know if people are going to know what which way this is going to go. I think it could go a lot of different ways depending on how the fight plays out. I mean, Johnny Munoz Jr. BJJ nerd. I mean, like I mentioned, Bud scooted his way to an L in his last fight. To me, he looks like a sub or bust kind of fighter, and like the bad kind of sub or bust, where he's gonna try to constantly just pull guard to get you down on the ground, or he's gonna try to pull guard and get you into grappling exchanges. And I don't really like those kind of fighters. Anybody who does those kind of things, because it's not good for the optics, right? When the judges are watching that, they're like, man, they're just looking at a guy like scooting his ass across the cage or like trying to pull himself to the other guy, trying to nut hug him. Like the judges don't want to give points for that. So it's kind of bad because I mean, when I do watch him, I feel like Johnny Munoz does have some decent power. Like he's not all bad. He does have decent takedowns, but I think he just tries to follow that game plan of trying to be a BJJ nerd and just keeps on going for that. And I don't know if that's a good game plan here. I mean, he's fighting against a pretty well-rounded fighter, in my opinion. Good pressure and pace. He is coming off of that KO loss against the Hobby, where he just got caught and got knocked out. But I think that he's well-rounded enough where he uses his striking to set up takedowns, good volume, the one thing about him is that he can get out grappled from what I saw. And like especially that Cody Durden fight, I mean, that was not a good look for him. And I feel like Cody Durden just like manhandled his way to the decision win, and I feel like I feel like it could be the case here again. I mean, if Johnny Munoz can actually implement his takedown game and get the Mongolian murder down, I think that he can out grapple him for a decision victory or maybe even a sub. So I mean, it's a pick 'em fight for a reason. I think that I don't really see much value either way, honestly. I mean, they both kind of. I think it even opened up as a pick 'em, and it hasn't really even moved since. So for me, I would say low confidence or re-killing, but I mean, I would say no play for me. I'm not going to put any of these guys in any money parlays or anything. I think I'm good on both these guys right here. Kevin, what do you think about this fight right here?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one because Aoriqileng has been submitted before. I don't. I feel like Aoriqileng, he's got the better ground stand up game for sure.
Mhm.
But he might be physically weaker than Johnny Munoz and also worse of a grappler, which is my concern. But I do think that he probably learned from his last fight, to kind of be a little bit more calculated and meticulous. So I think he's going to probably come into this fight, more careful, more strategic, not trying to go for the knockout. So I think, you know, um, a Richie Lang by decision might be a decent one. Um, if he's able to, he's got, decent takedown defense, 56% takedown defense. If he can keep it on the feet and, you know, put some damage on on Johnny, then he might do a decision win. I'm not sure, or get a knockout potentially if he's able to like put enough damage on him. But I kind of like the under on this one, under 2.5. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go low confidence. Richie Lang.
Yep, yeah, I mean, total agreement. Alex, what were your thoughts on this great fight here?
Yeah, I mean this one's tough to predict. Um, I think a lot of what both of you guys said holds pretty true. I think Aoriqileng definitely has the better stand-up game. Um, but like he is hittable. Like he got knocked out in the first round again by Sahabi. Um, Munoz, BJJ nerd, like you said, he likes to wrestle. When he was in his stand-up game, he looked decent striking. But what I will point out was that his last fight was against Daniel Santos, shoot the box guy. And he Daniel Santos is definitely a way more dynamic striker than Arichi Lang. Um, and he was able to last all 15 minutes in that fight. But again, you don't want to make that just because someone uh was able to, last 15 minutes against like a better striker doesn't mean that you won't get knocked out against, someone that's worse. So that's kind of a lesson that I've learned. Um so, in terms of a pick, I think I'm going Johnny Munoz Jr., but it's a fight that I'm probably staying away from, just because I don't know how it's gonna play out, personally.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of you guys. I mean, so far, what we've gone through one, two, three, four, under four fights. For me personally, I haven't even said anything's like a play for me yet. So I think that, this game is about picking your spots. You don't have to play every fight, right? Obviously, I mean, it's fun to like maybe like live bet, maybe like get a play here and there, but I don't know, man. If you don't feel confident about it, you don't have to play it. Just like move on to the next fight. There's always other fights to kind of put your money down. So, yeah, I agree so far.